Good morning,
Hey,
California. It is Patrick Harbison back, day 5 of our virtual nonprofit fair. And all week long, we've introduced you to some amazing, unique, inspiring nonprofits. And I think the one that we have next for you is seriously no exception. If not, it's a shining example. I'm joined by Simeon from Green Tech Education. Thank you so much for being here, Simeon. We are so excited to hear from you and all about the great work that you do. So welcome.
thank you. Right on.
Really our
Good
pleasure
morning,
to highlight.
Patrick. Yeah. Well, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We were
Yeah.
talking a little bit offline. It's Friday. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
We're on
Yes.
day 5 again of this virtual nonprofit fair, and it's so important, I think, as we talk about the ongoing pandemic, that we still get the good word out about these nonprofits and all the amazing, impactful work that they do. And I just want to kick it off by, can you tell us a little bit about Green Tech and the awesome stuff that y'all do?
Definitely. I'd love to. So Green Tech is it's actually a short for Green Technical Education and Employment. And the irony, we've actually been working on these Our Promise campaigns for several years now, and as you know, in person, right, face to face. And because of the pandemic and the virus, we've had to change our format and do it this way. But we're also in the kind of relation to what we do and what's going on in our society is we're looking at all of the wildfires in California, right?
Mm.
Scientists are saying that we are living the hottest days ever right now. And so, when we started Green Tech about 11, 12 years ago now, we came up with a concept that the green part is protecting our environment,
Mm.
right? And so our goal was to bring together young people and begin to explain to them what climate change is, explain to them what global warming is. And I go into, when I start to talk to our students, I ask them, I say, do you know anybody with asthma? And you get a lot of these hands that go up.
Yep.
Do you know anyone with cancer? And you get a lot of hands that go up, or birth defects. And nowadays, I'm going to start asking them, do you know anyone affected by wildfire?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And, when I used to tell them about the cancer and the asthma that decades ago, there were less hands going up than now. Nowadays, there's more and more hands going up, and a lot of it is caused by the pollution, by the bad food that we're eating, by global warming and climate change. And then now we talk about these wildfires. Just a few years ago, no one, not too many people can say they were affected by wildfires. Nowadays, more and more hands starting to go up, and again, it's part and parcel because of climate change, where we have extreme weather patterns. And
Wow.
so what we're doing is talking to our students about the science of all of this, where when we have the sun rays come hit the earth, bounce back to the atmosphere, and that's all the sun we need. But because of the excessive amount of CO2 we put into our atmosphere, we create a greenhouse gas that
Mm.
makes those sun rays bounce back to the earth and develop this global warming effect
Right.
that really affects everything we do in our daily lives. When our students come out, when they come to us, we talk to them about career opportunities to mitigate global warming, climate change, pollution, right? And so we talk about these green jobs to our students. And even, in all these years since Assembly Bill 32 in 2006, we've been trying to define what a green job is.
Yeah.
And essentially, it's really a traditional job with new and different principles to protect our environment.
Mm.
And if I can show,
Yes, please.
yeah, let me show this PowerPoint that kind of illustrates what green jobs are and what Green Tech does with our young people to kind of make them aware, like bringing awareness to the young people. It is supplemental education, right? Like they have
Gotcha.
their school, but when they come to us, it's a community-based organization, and they come out and we teach them about these different careers. Here's a picture of
Mm.
several of our students. Right there in the front is that's Kale, and these planter boxes that they're sitting on, those students actually built them. So
Wow.
yeah, we focus on high school and college students, and we talk to them about career opportunities in clean energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable living strategies. When we talk about sustainable living strategies, we talk about teaching them how to use tools, teaching them how to build things, teaching them how to grow their own food. And
Wow.
so those are some of the early kind of sustainable living strategies that we talk to them about.
And Simeon, those are lifelong lessons. I mean, that education will serve them well throughout their lives. That's really impactful right there.
Absolutely. It'll serve them well in many, many different ways, right? It's also a resume builder, right? But it
Totally.
also teaches them, how to survive at home, right? And do better
Yeah.
at home. And so we are project-based learning. We teach them ethics. We build their resumes. We have interview techniques. We take them places where this work is actually happening, right?
Right.
That first one on there is Cal ISO, or the electric grid. That's the independent systems operator. We take them out to the grid. That happens to be right here in Folsom, and it is where our electricity is transmitted throughout the whole state. And so when we talk about climate change, and we say reduce your energy and reduce fossil fuel technology, getting our power from fossil fuels,
Hmm.
then we say the alternative is renewable energy, like solar, wind, and water. When we take them to this electric grid, they can kind of now put two and two, see, oh, this is how it really works.
Right.
Um, so we also have a partnership with Turner Construction. We've taken our students to the Golden One Arena while it was being built, so that the students can see from a construction standpoint. And then that Golden One Arena is LEED certified. So we have a whole kind of system where we're telling there's like a new vocabulary, right? LEED
Right.
certification, carbon footprint. LEED is leadership in energy and environmental design. All the new buildings have to be LEED certified so that they are energy efficient, right? And then we've taken our students to Google.
Mhm.
We've also taken them on tour of Tesla Motor Company.
Wow.
So
So
these are
cool.
some of the things, yeah, our young people are learning. We do provide them with soft skills, basically communication skills, time management, as you can imagine in high school, right?
Right.
Time
Right.
is
I could have
important.
used that. I could have used that conversation.
All of us for sure, right? We have these discussions, and a lot of times they just don't have those discussions either at home, or even when they do have them at home, our young people have to hear it from somebody else before it's real, right?
Right.
So we have those discussions, financial literacy, critical thinking, and we even have discussions about mental health and suicide prevention, that sort of thing. Um,
Unbelievable.
so we also, and so here's the thing about the pandemic. When Green Tech started, it was mostly virtual. It was me going to different schools and mentoring programs, having these discussions. And then we ended up with a few of we ended up with some property, and we had our own facilities. So now we're doing all these things at our facilities. But when the pandemic hit, we had to make a shift. We couldn't have 20 people in one location at our location in Oak Park. So we shifted to Zoom, of course. So
Mm.
currently we have a Zoom class every Saturday. The good and the bad, right? The bad is that we can't meet in person, but the good is that these soft skills, these communication, time management, financial literacy, critical thinking, mental health, business planning, organizational accounting, we can do that virtually.
Mhm.
And so now we have a captive audience.
Right.
Uh, Certainly there's a few challenges with the digital divide, but we constantly work to get those kinks out. But we now have them where they can actually visually see what's going on. When we do the financial literacy, I'll walk them through a personal budget so that they can see what it's like to have money and spend money, right?
Right.
Expenses, use terminology like expenses and income. We can still do that virtually, even through the pandemic.
Wow.
Um, So this picture is again some of our students out when we're doing some landscaping. This was at a garden near a church, and so we were just preparing that garden, and that's in Del Paso Heights. So I tell them the 5 elements of green tech. This is what we're all about. And again, it goes back to redeveloping our infrastructure and mitigating global warming and climate change. And so the career opportunities that are working towards that are construction and sustainability management. When we talk about sustainability management, it's almost a new type of job in the sense that building managers have been around for a long time, but they have new principles now where how are we reducing energy? How are we reducing waste? And these are really good jobs. They're in office buildings all over the country, all over California for sure, and so a lot of these, every one of these stadiums now have building managers or sustainability managers.
Right.
Right. And transportation, right? We know that the internal combustion engine car, the regular gas car that most of us drive, has toxic emissions, and we are looking to go electric because it has 0 emissions, electric cars, and they're faster. And and Green Tech actually was just donated 8 hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, and I'll come back and talk a little bit about that some more. But these cars are really causing a lot of emissions and asthma in our community, so we're talking to our young people about that. Other jobs in the utilities industry, water managers, linemen, solar. And we talk about what renewable energy is, and they all go through utility companies. So now the utility companies are looking for people who know something about renewable energy. Renewable energy being solar, wind, water, and trash, waste, where you can convert to energy.
Yes.
We talk about manufacturing. We talk to our students about how they can build things that are that are recyclable, right? And so that we're putting less strain on our environment. There's one example I always give of Pharrell, the musician, artist. He has another company where he makes T-shirts out of recycled plastic.
Wow.
They have something called green chemistry, and manufacturing is a major part of that. And then the big part of what we do is manage our environment, environmental management. I have the students learning about agriculture and aquaculture and ecology, life sciences, landscaping, and waste management. Again, it's supplemental education. They like to work outdoors. They like working with their hands. Here, you notice that the young lady and the young man are actually building a planter box. And then to the right, there's the same young lady actually utilizing the planter box to grow herbs right there.
How cool.
Yeah,
it's hard work come to fruition. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And they really feel empowered when they see their work completed.
Absolutely.
And so this is kind of how we do it. One of our programs is called TUFA, or Teaching Urban Farming, Forestry, and Aquaponics. We meet every Saturday at the TUFA House in Oak Park. Now it's mostly Zoom. We do a check-in with them, have a discussion about the emotional and social emotional kind of situations, where they are for that day, or how things were for them for that week. Understanding most of our students come from working class families, working class communities, front line. A lot of them are low income. So there's a lot of trauma that they've been going through, something we call ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. So we have to have these conversations before we get to work to try and kind of stabilize where they are and what they're doing.
Yeah, very important.
And then so we're growing. I'll show some of that here coming up. Seasonal, successional growing. We just harvested like 20 pounds of garlic.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good garlic harvest this year. About 12 pounds of carrots. We've just created some jelly out of muscadine grapes that we harvested. So here's kind of
Wow.
a list of some of the things that we grow. It'll be time to drop our lettuce soon because lettuce is good winter crop. And these here is radish, and it's just a bigger picture of the box with leafy lettuce and radish in there. You can kind of see the students working on the boxes there.
So great.
Paul Trudeau to the left here is one of our growers, and he's our program manager. He brought the students together to build the greenhouse. This shelf here is called aquaponics. And so there's actually at the end of that shelf, there's a big tank of water with fish in it. And it's a symbiotic system, right? That where the water flows to this table here, and vegetables grow out of that table, as you can see to the far right. That's nice, fresh kale right there. And then
that is so cool.
Isn't that great? It's nice stuff.
My
the students love it. So then also one of our students here with a plate of broccoli that he grew. So.
Looks good.
So as I mentioned earlier, like agriculture or environmental management is one of the things that we do, where we saw the students kind of working on the land and working with the planter boxes and the agriculture side. But we also do have a transportation side. And here we're preparing to build what is called the Clean Energy Transportation Center, or the Net Zero Mobility Hub. And it says here, Green Tech Zero Emissions Mobility Hub, which will be in Del Paso Heights. We'll offer rides to Green Tech students to and from Green Tech training sessions, because Sacramento is a big city, and they often tell us, well, we want to come, but we can't get there. Right. We're going to offer a ride share program to come pick those students up. But we'll also offer rides to single parents with children for essential daily tasks. And we'll offer rides to seniors to doctor's visits.
That's amazing.
Right. And so recently, a couple things great happened. The city of Sacramento gifted us a quarter acre of land in Del Paso Heights. And so it's just flat, unused land. It was once blighted. We're going to beautify it and make a parking lot out of it. And then Toyota donated 8 hydrogen fuel cell Mirais. They're called Toyota Mirais, zero emissions vehicles. And so these cars, you can see here, were just donated to us, and we'll be picking people up in those cars and hiring people to drive, hiring people to provide maintenance, both on the vehicles as well as on the property, hiring security. We'll be providing jobs as well while we're reducing our carbon footprint.
Amazing.
I'm wondering if I'm able to maybe show this quick video.
Sure.
Give it a shot.
Let's see.
Yes, Patrick?
I'm here.
See the video?
I am not seeing the video, no.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's a problem.
Okay.
So I'll stop. Let me see.
You know, we can always post this too on our Promise Facebook page so that everyone can see it as well.
All right. So we're still here.
You know, it's really inspiring, Simeon, as you go through this, just all of the work that you do. I mean, in addition to being good environmental stewards and certainly promoting the importance of global warming and taking proactive action, you know, to combat it. I mean, seeing what you're doing with the youth and teaching them life skill sets, soft skill sets, how you're giving back directly at the local level by hiring folks. I mean, this is really, really impressive work.
It's you know, it's been part of a full-on vision where, you know, we oftentimes want to focus on one thing, and I think that's how we get good, really. But I found that with this Going Green piece, there's a lot of different pieces that create a full circle, right?
Right.
It's certainly, we want to mitigate what's going on in our environment, but we also want to be able to make sure that our young people understand, what's next in their life.
Totally.
And so how do we put that together, right? And how they can fit in. Where, when I first talk to them, they often say, ask them about what they think about going green, and they'll oftentimes say recycling, right?
Right.
Recycling is just one piece. But as you see in this picture here, solar is another piece, right? And so if we're getting our energy from the sun, which is renewable, then we can mitigate some effects of climate change and global warming and have a nice career, right?
Absolutely.
These young men here, and there's a woman there in the middle, and that's me on far right. A lot of these folks actually were formerly incarcerated, and we provided some training for them for a whole new career. So I'll begin to wrap up here. We also talked to them a lot about entrepreneurship because, again, so as you see in that earlier group where they're formerly incarcerated, a lot of folks really aren't going to hire them, right? But they have the skill set, and so to do good work. And so we do teach them different entrepreneurial opportunities because these are transferable skills. They can go into landscaping, have their own landscaping business, urban forestry and tree service, home improvement, weatherization, energy efficiency. We talked to them a lot about HVAC jobs. Place like Sacramento, where it's, it averages 110 degrees in the summer, HVAC jobs are hot, no pun intended.
Yeah, they are. No pun, exactly.
So, you get the situation where that air conditioner goes out, and it happens often. Everyone's looking for an HVAC technician. So folks can start their own business doing that. Just a few more pictures of our students working and learning how to build planter boxes and use tools. Picture here in the center is my grandmother. She visited Chicago, God rest her soul, just passed recently. But she visited from Chicago and saw our operation, and she certainly went home very proud of her grandson.
Oh, absolutely.
The work that we're doing here in Sacramento. And then so finally, here's a more information about Green Tech. There's a story that was done on Channel 3 by us about us, and we do have a Facebook page here and that has a lot of ongoing information, and then our website, greentech.edu.org.
So many great ways to learn more about the incredible work that you do. And Simeon will be sure to highlight those resources on the Our Promise page, as well as our conversation here this morning. Gosh, I just want to say how inspired I am. I feel so fortunate in these conversations that we've had all week long, really learning about what incredible sort of life-changing, society-changing work that a number of these nonprofits are doing. And Simeon Green Tech is, I think, a exemplary model of exactly that. And so just on behalf of Californians, and certainly on behalf of the Our Promise campaign, I just want to extend a huge, huge thank you. And whatever we can do to help make your message as visible as possible throughout this campaign, we're so happy to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Patrick. Appreciate it. And I'll probably take you up on that.
Good. Please.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say thank you again so much for your time this morning, Simeon. It was wonderful and insightful getting to chat with you, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Take care. Be careful out there.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.